what's up, Tom Vasel? Welcome to Week in Review. This is where we go back at look at the different reviews we did last week, and we tell you what we think of them, give you short snippets of them, and then you can see the full review if you want to know more. So here we go.
Hey everybody, Z Garcia here. Last week we put out a new Board Game Blender episode about games that are good for a loud gathering of friends, and I also did 4 reviews. Here we go. I did a review of Sail Away, which is a Euro-style game through and through about collecting goods, turning those things into victory points, basically. It's a very pretty game, but it's also lacking a lot of excitement. It's kind of by the numbers, and so I felt it was just okay. I also reviewed Legends of the American Frontier, a story-driven frontier set game in which you are sort of pushing your luck with some card play, but that's sort of secondary to the story the game tells you. It's a game that you're going to like if you enjoy that concept of developing a tale. If you don't, the gameplay there is minimal, and so I thought it was all right. I also reviewed Overseers, which is a card game in which you are pushing your luck, but also doing a little bit of bluffing with the other players. It's got a bizarre theme, but very nice artwork, and if you're looking for something that is both traditional and quirky, this would fit that bill, Overseers. And then lastly, I reviewed Uluru, which is a puzzle-style game, a real-time puzzle game. Everybody doing it together, but individually, and you're trying to do it better than everyone else. And the game is really thinky, but attractive, engaging. It does not outstay its welcome, it's a fantastic puzzle-style game. Definitely an acquired taste, but if you enjoy puzzles, this one is one of the very, very best. So, Uluru, check that one out. And that's it for me. I'll see y'all next time.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Week in Review. I was part of 6 videos this week. 3 of them were reviews. The first one was Sola Fide, The Reformation by Stronghold Games. And it's a game that pretty much just reenacts or simulates the Reformation era, the struggle between the Protestants and the Roman Catholic Church. And it's a 2-player card game that has a couple of different levels. You just do basic, and then you can have an advanced where you're actually drafting cards. Really cool game. I really enjoyed it. Go check that one out. The next one was one that Tom and I did for Miami Dice called Assault of the Giants. This is one of my most anticipated games from 2017. And we got to give it a whirl. We got it in pretty quickly, and we really enjoyed it, had a great time with it. So check out that review for the details. Then I was also able to do an expansion review for V Commando's Secret Weapons. There's just a lot of little tidbits that it adds in, and of course you get a whole bunch more new tiles for terrain, missions, and all this kind of stuff. Go check that out. It's a really cool addition to the base game. And then I was also able to do 3 informational style videos where I just kind of show you what you get. The first one was one for Firefly the game. It's called Jet Wash. It's a little mini expansion that gives you a new style of Firefly that you can use in the game. Has special rules that come along with it, and a couple of new ways to set up and another way to play the game. So it's just adds a little bit more to the base game. Doesn't really change the game at all. Check it out for the details. Also was able to do 2 more for the Star Wars Imperial Assault line. I was able to do Agent Blaze, which is a scout trooper, part of the ISB, and then I was also able to do the ISB Infiltrators villain pack as well. So go check those out, and that'll hopefully give you a good idea of whether or not you're going to add those to your Imperial Assault collection or not. So that's it for me this week. We'll see you guys on the flip side.
Candy from Epic Gaming Night, and this week I took a look at the kids' game Go Away Monster. My kids love playing this cute little activity of placing the little things out on the board and building a room while drawing tiles out of the bag, trying to not get monsters. Make sure to check out my review for that. And we also did Favorite Game Friday. This week we looked at card games, so make sure to check out Favorite Game Friday to see what all the contributors' favorite card games are. And that was my week.
Hey folks, Mark here. Last week, Randy and I took a look at Element, a game by Rather Dashing Games. This one is an abstract where you're controlling the 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and wind. Using these elements, you will try to capture your opponent. So we gave this game, Randy gave this game a 3.5 out of 4 corners. I gave this one a 4.0 out of 4 corners on the Board Game Corner rating scale. But Cumulatively, we put it up on BGG and we're giving it a 9.5. Also, make sure you check out Z's Board Game Blender, where I and several contributors talk about big and loud games. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
All right, for me, first I reviewed a couple games that were okay at best. First was Millions of Dollars. This is a game in which you are a gang. You're sending in someone, the driver, the thug, or someone to help do some sort of robbery that you will get a certain millions of dollars for, and you got to convince other people. It's one of those kind of hidden roll deduction games, but I didn't feel like there was enough. I felt like the game kind of forces you to negotiate. It doesn't come naturally, so it was just okay. Also, Orcs Must Die, based on a very popular video game. I like the concept of this game, and it has great components, but it's very linear. There's not a lot of options in it, and there's a lot of luck, and I want one of those things to have changed. Then there's Cat Town. This is a game in which you are literally in a town for cats, a paradise for cats. But it's just it's a simple card game where you're searching for cat cards and item cards and some interesting play there, and it's also very beautiful and kind of a mellow, relaxing style game. Aladdin and the Lamp. This is from Yellow Games. This is in their Tales games. This one is kind of, there's a mix of hidden stuff, there's a mix of speed, there's a mix of push your luck, and there might be a smidge too much stuff, but it still works really well in the storyline of Aladdin and the genie, and it will work especially well for kids. I took a look at the new Robo Rally and also compared it to the other. Unfortunately, my rating for Robo Rally here is really not that high. Why is it so low? Because the components are just garbage. The new rules that Richard Garfield added are good, and I actually prefer them to the original Robo Rally rules. In my comparison video, I talked about them back and forth, but the old components were vastly superior to what there is now. Carnage is a very, very simple, silly game in which you're playing cards and just basically blowing up your opponent. In battle, there's tons of cards. They're all just carnaging all over each other. There's a few choices in the game. It's simple but silly fun, and I really liked it. And then the best game of the week for me was Assault of the Giants. Assault of the Giants is from WizKids, where you have a race of giants and you're trying to score victory points by fighting the other giants, by accomplishing different goals, by moving around the map. Has a really good card system. There's some combat thrown into it, beautiful miniatures, certainly one you'll want to check out. I also took a look at some companies this past week. Best of companies. I did R&R Games, known for Time's Up, CGE Games, who make a lot of games from Vladikovato, and Zot Games. They do lots of big dexterity-style games, but also some fun Euro-style games. And I did my top 10 zombie games. All right, so from the Dice Tower, this has been Week in Review. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching.